Okay, we get to do another impromptu Dodge 3500 2006 repair. Was going down the road, lost all power steering, and landed up in the ditch. Saw that my serpentine belt was just kind of hanging around. Mind you, it's not supposed to be hanging around. It's supposed to be kind of all tangled up in your motor. And it was not tangled up in my motor. Or not the way it was supposed to anyway. So, started to pull that out, and that's when I noticed that she's peeing quite a bit. And so probably what happened is the water pump went bad, which caused the belt to slide off. And so it's a pretty straightforward repair. I replaced the belt and replaced the water pump. If you don't replace the belt could have stretched, and it's just not good practice to reuse it if you don't need to. I went ahead, already had one in the truck, so I'm going to go ahead and replace it. And keep the old one. If the old one is still good, keep the old one just in case you do break the one that was in there. You do have a temporary backup. But to get to the front of this motor, because it is a little bit tight up front, I'm going to remove this cowling right here, and I'm just going to start trying to figure out what all I have to remove to get access down in there. So I'll keep you all posted as I go along, and once again I'm using a crutch. It works perfect. Although I do need to replace these shocks. I've been spending money everywhere else on this truck. Although I still love this truck. Anyway, let me get to it. So yeah, I'll show you when I get a little bit further along. Alright. Well, it's the water pump. You can see where it hit right here on the block. The block seems to be okay. I felt up in there, but you see the bearing in there went out, and this, that was sharp, is not supposed to wiggle like this. See, I'm like moving that side to side. Not normal. I ended up just reaching down in there and pulling it out. It's not exactly easy, but it is doable. Just trying to take that fan cowl out, it was just going to be too difficult. So I just opted not to do that. Anyway, I got to run over to the parts store and get a water pump. Not too bad, but that's why the belt came off. Anyway, let me go get that. Alright, the sun is starting to go down, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get done. But I got the new water pump, the belt, coolant, got everything I need. One thing to take note, the new water pump did not come with new bolts. Thankfully, I didn't lose the ones I had, so that'll be easy. And it takes the number 10, by the way. Wait, no it doesn't. It's bigger. I don't remember what size it is. Anyway, so for this truck it takes 4 bottles, or 8 bottles if you're running the 50-50 mix. Just always buy the concentrate and mix it with water yourself. It's so much cheaper. Anyway, as I was saying before, I didn't take this off because that would have been harder. I just pulled this like that and jammed the water pump right through here the best I could and got inside that hole. But I want to try to get this done, or get the water pump on before the sun goes down, and quickly losing time. So let me get to it. Okay, sorry for posting this after the fact, but to get the belt on, you have to go around that pulley right there at the bottom of my finger, okay? Now, to actually get the pulley there, to get the belt behind it, is extremely difficult. Best way of doing it is remove the water pump, which is right there. I had already put that on from the other day. Figured out I got to remove it to get some extra room just to get this belt on. Fought with the belt from probably 5 hours. Took the pump off, got the belt on in 10 minutes. Okay. Really kind of shitty design, but it is what it is. That's what you just got to do. That or you take the tensioner off. But the tensioner doesn't want to come off very easily. So, yeah, that's just kind of where we're at. There's no coolant in the vehicle already, due to the fact that the water pump had to be replaced the first time around. Anyway, I'm still half tired and asleep, but hopefully I can get this together here pretty quick. But yeah, just take that pump off. It'll make your life so much easier, trust me. I didn't want to do it, but sometimes waiting around to do something takes longer than just doing it. Taking it off, yeah. Anyway, let me get back on this, because yeah, I don't want to be doing this all day. I'm tired. Okay, as you can see, my truck's running again, and I got power steering. But let's take a look at this. So, getting the fan on, I mean the belt on, is not easy, and it's relatively hard. So this is the fan pulley right here, and it's actually directly above the crank. This is the crank. So what's really hard is trying to figure out how to go around this and string it, basically. And the easiest way of doing it, this is the tensioner. You have to put it on the tensioner first. This is the water pump right here, and it's easy. If you remove this water pump, you can gain access to the tensioner much easier. That you can wiggle the belt behind the tensioner like you need to. So after you do that, you put the water pump back in, then you run this down and around the crank, okay? And it's actually something more like this. So you're running it, you know, both ends, okay, down and around, and then you shove them both up through here like this, okay? And I'm just talking about both ends. Yeah, it's going to be tight because here to here it's not very wide, but you just got to shove it in there and just do the best you can. And then once you get them both in here, okay, like you see right here, what you're going to do is you're just going to pull it through, loop it up around actually the power steering first. It's easy. It's kind of actually, you know, in retrospect, if we look here, it's more like right here is the power steering. So I just looped it up on top of that to hold it in place. Then I went back underneath, fixed it around this and around the fan. After you do that, then you take it off the top of this pulley, and then you'd pull it around, put it on top of here, and then you got these two pulleys done. And it's waiting for it to go into the water pump and alternator. And then you go back down, you get it onto your AC compressor, which is this one right here. This is your AC. And then you run it up through the top, and then you can either put it on the water pump and then do the belt tensioner to get it onto the alternator, or put on the alternator and then slide it onto the water pump. Now, getting my hands down to the water pump is not very easy, so I found it easier to slide it onto the water pump first, do the belt tensioner, and then get it onto the alternator. And that's that. Truck's running, and I'm back at the house, so no complaints. And I have no idea what you guys see because I'm using my cell phone right now, and I can't see the screen. So, anyway, see y'all later.